A couple of days later, on February 17th, which, as I mentioned, is the Lunar New Year, we have a solar eclipse at the Lunar New Year. And in Chinese astrology, this is quite significant. This is the first eclipse of 2026, and it is at 28 degrees Aquarius. So you can check in your chart what house 28 degrees Aquarius falls in, and you can see where this activation is likely to take place. Eclipse seasons last for 2 weeks. So we'll have the lunar eclipse at the beginning of March, and but their activations last, or the result of their activations, I should say, last for 6 months, even to a year. So the mid-month, when Saturn moves into Aries, energy is going to change quickly, and this solar eclipse in Aquarius is going to activate all things related to collective consciousness. The themes of freedom, sovereignty, liberty, the themes of the collective brotherhood. These are all Aquarian ideals. Also, networks, groups of people, probably social networks too. We'll likely see a lot of changes in that. How people connect with one another, how we relate to our brothers and sisters. All of this is very, and new technology, energy, electricity, these are all connected to Aquarius. So this is a pretty big activation, particularly related to the ideas of sovereignty and freedom. So you might be starting to paint a picture, and you don't have to go too far or turn on much news or scroll for too long to realize that the state of the world is changing, and people are going to start to be ready to stand up, I think is how I want to say this. And so there's definitely a lot of social activation coming for us in just a few days. On February 20th, Saturn and Neptune are going to come conjunct at 0 degrees Aries. This is the single most significant transit of 2026. It is incredibly powerful. Now, again, remember, that day may be very significant, very likely. We'll see things occur on the world stage in and around those days. But Saturn, the planet of structures, the planet of authority and responsibility, Neptune, the planet of dreams and intuition, but also dissolving and confusion, are coming together at the very beginning of the zodiac. The last time Saturn and Neptune were conjunct was in 1989. For those of you that were alive in 1989, you know what happened. Well, lots of things, but in particular, the fall of the Berlin Wall, the Soviet Union, all of that. Major power shifts, right? But the last time that this has happened at 0 degrees Aries was over 4,000 years ago. So essentially, humanity has no idea what this energetic is. However, 0 degrees is the world point. It's the beginning point in astrology. So initiations, new beginnings for all things structural, for all things visions and dreams. This moment is going to initiate major change on this planet. Everyone in this call, everybody listening, has been feeling and sensing this, particularly since 2020. And you're all inside the SBC because you know there's a new way of leading, and there's a whole new call for leadership on this planet. My friends, this is the clarion call. And what happens afterwards is going to be fast, and there'll be lots of surprises and lots of changes. But this is our initiating beginning point. This is the most significant transit of 2026. And to be frank, there is no going back. This is a turning point for humanity, a threshold where the choices that we make from here out are going to affect the entire trajectory of what it means to be a human in the future. So quite exciting times to be alive. But you may be feeling all of this on your nervous system right now, which we'll get into a bit. But we got to take care of ourselves. Then, as I mentioned, we have February 26th through March 20th, Mercury will be retrograde. So all of the things that essentially are about to take place over the next couple of weeks, and what kicks off, we will have to look back at, review. We might be confused about. There's very likely going to be information that completely turns something or some things on its head. and bigger than the Epstein files. um, don't know what exactly, but it's an incredibly exciting time to be alive on planet Earth, and also a very intense moment, February. In fact, it is the most intense moment that is packed with the potential for tremendous catalyst for transformation, is the way I want to say that. And it's not all going to take place in 1 month, of course, but the catalyst that really kicks it all off is essentially now. And we'll be taking a lot of action towards a new future by the month of April. And certainly some other things are coming down the pipe in July, but we'll talk about that more. But this is for sure a kickoff moment. It is very intense. This is the beginning of our new world. So, the theme of sovereignty is what I want to talk about this month. Because Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. It's the first sign. It's all about sovereignty. It's all about initiation, creation, freedom, beginnings, not necessarily from a collective spot. Aries is very individualistic. As a sign, Aries wants to just exist, right? Wants to show up and exist and take action and create. Sovereignty, when I say that word, you may have your own definition. And actually this month I encourage you to think about what sovereignty means to you.